Okay, I got something different today. So I've been watching various different YouTube channels, and I've got various different bits of equipment. One of them's DD 3x3 Tarp. And DD are a company in Edinburgh that make outdoor adventuring gear. Things like tarpaulins and hammocks and backpacks and all sorts. It's all lightweight kit, and I saw on it was on YouTube, a guy called Fandabi Dozi, who's a Scottish guy who has been looking into the history of the Scottish Highlanders and how they survived and stuff like that, and trying to recreate some of the gear that they would carry. He posted a video, the DD Tarp Tent Challenge. Try saying that 3 times fast. And basically, I think he did it in about 3 minutes and 18, something in that region. And it's to take a 3x3 tent and use erect it in a tent configuration. So for that, I've got tarp, I've got bag of pegs, and I've got a trekking pole. You need a pole to push the centre of the tent up. And I'm going to record on my iPhone and we'll see how quickly I can put it up in that configuration. Yeah, and we'll have a bit of fun. Yeah, let's see how quickly I can do. So I'm going to put the phone down where everyone can see it. You can't see the screen, but you'll be able to see that I'm not touching the phone in between. Yeah? So if I put that over there. Right, I'm going to get to it. Right. First of all, I'm just going to take the tarp out of the packet, and then we'll start. The clock, I don't know whether you can see that from this range, but it started. So put that down, throw this down. I don't know whether now for a tent configuration, I don't know whether you need to talk your way through it, but I will do. Yeah, you put the back of the tarp towards the wind. I really shouldn't have done these pegs up. And then you stake out the back of the tarp. And you just push them into the ground, one in the middle. And that's the easy bit. Yeah. The next bit is you bring the tarp out, and there's these anchor points, and you take a peg and you bring your outer corner to where so that's that. And then you get your trekking pole. I'll put the bottom one to the maximum. And you come up, and then there's another toggle point here. Yeah, and you use that as the support. And then you get your guide ropes. And you watch these turn into a rat's nest on me, because that's always the way it happens, isn't it? And you undo ropes and never come undone neatly. I need 3 of these. One on scent point here. See, and the sun's going in again already. One on this side piece here. I'll bring that down the side. Point your peg out on the side. Pull this taut. That's not going to be tight enough, but it'll do for this. And one on the other side. Oh, rat's nest. Okay, it's always a rat's nest, isn't it? And the video's too damn dark because the sun's gone in. Oh, come on. This always happens when you're trying to do things quickly. That's not coming to the wrong point, anchor point at the back. Trust me to get the anchor point right where there's a should have been on the back of one, that's why. And then I always pin out a couple of extra points just to make it tight. There you go. So, stop. I'll come right in close. I don't know whether you can see this. Can you see this? There we go. Never seems to show up very well. I mean, it does and it doesn't. 6 minutes and 98. It took me longer than I thought. Of course, that was a complete bit of fun. But it wouldn't be a me outdoors in the back garden kind of video if I didn't have a cup of tea. So I'm going to have a quick cup of tea. Yeah. And this time I'm going to use my petrol stove. So that's the bottle and the pump. I had this stove quite a long time. But there was problems with the valve, and then it started leaking other places, and it was leaking out the hose. Yeah. And so I finally managed to get a replacement hose, which is not easy because these stoves, yeah, they're actually made in Japan. Yeah. And they're very good because they work on either white gas, petrol, yeah, or they work on I'm just adjusting my alternate view there, hoping to get a better angle on it. Yeah. Or you can work on the gas bottles as an adapter which allows you to run it on normal butane gas. So there are multiple different types, and you pump the bottle until there's a little nodule there that pops out the side at the top. And that tells you the pressure inside the fuel bottle is good. And you bring it up to there, and you must have your lighter ready, because these things they start pretty rapidly. And I got one of these little jet lighters. And the reason they go a bit haywire at the beginning, which is why you should never do this inside a tent, and be on firm ground when you're doing it, is the initial outflow is petrol, and it's only when the petrol flows through this pipe that it gets heated, it gets turned into gas. I mentioned that before. So pull up the stopper, turn it to the start position, and there we go. Now you probably can't see that very clearly, but I can hear it, and maybe you can too. Hopefully you can. And you can see that there it is, flickering away quite nicely and flowing a yellow flame. This is petrol being burnt because the stove hasn't got up to temperature yet. And then what you do is you wait until it turns into a blue flame, which you can barely see. That's when it's turned into gas. And that's when it becomes a much safer proposition. I'll get my mug on top of the stove once it's in that position. And once it gets to there, you turn to the run position. And you keep providing, you can hear the roar on it now. There we go. And if I put the mug on it, it just about fits a mug. And it's really for pans, and for kettles. And I could probably turn that down a bit, And what I'll do is I'll grab my GoPro off the tripod, bring that down here, and hopefully you can see the blue gas flame. Now, these are great if you want to get these are great if you want to get the water or whatever it is you're cooking up to temperature really quickly. I mean, they will boil water fast. It's a decent cooker. I mean, we're already starting to see bubbles in there, so it's going to boil water faster than I could put up this tarp tent. Whereas if I was racing the Trangia, I'd beat the Trangia. I'd beat the Trangia hands down. But with these, they're much hotter flame. Of course, that does mean that when you've cooked it, the unit itself is hot. And it stays hot for a lot longer. And they're fantastic. I mean, it's almost boiling point. And that's not even running at full tilt. And you've got to keep the pressure up. And you often have to keep filling the gas bottle with air, and you pump in action when it's full. When there's a bit more air volume inside the bottle. You don't have to pump it up so often. So a bigger bottle allows you to carry more, but of course more weight. And they do a smaller bottle than this. Again, all well looked after, serves well. So there we go, almost up to boiling point. So that means that I get to have a nice quick cup of tea. and I get to relax. I'm going to sit inside my tarp tent, and enjoy my cup of tea and get out of this weather, because I mean it's so interchangeable today. I mean now it's trying to start to snow again. You know, yeah, it's been one of those days, mixed weather, mixed feelings, mixed weather. But it's all good. It's all good. At least I get to have a cup of tea in the outdoors, relax and unwind a bit. And I'll bring my camera in here with me, because I actually, after I finish recording the bit where I'm doing the erecting of this tent, I realised that the trekking pole was actually sliding down, which is why it had become all really loose. And now it's really trying to snow. Maybe you can see some of this. But that's good. It's good. Right, I'm going to cut it off there, finish this cup of tea, and just sit here and enjoy the weather and that lot. I'll see you soon. Have a great week, whatever it is you're doing, and lots of love. Ta-da.